Love MMA fans. I am so excited to welcome this week's guest to the show, Combate Americas fighter, Erick Gonzalez. Erick, how are you today?
I'm doing great. Just finishing out the week for training. Had a nice little 6-mile run this morning, and just gonna keeping it strong for coming up.
Now, you have a big fight coming up, and it's the first ever lightweight title at Combate Americas on Friday, September 20th, fight fans, against Rafa Garcia. Let's talk a little bit about how you're preparing for the fight, sir.
Yeah, I mean, for this fight, it's going to be, I had to change up, just do more grappling. So, for this fight, I had to do a lot more grappling as far as that goes, just because Rafa is a ground fighter and likes to wrestle guys and kind of just take them to the ground and submit them. So, for this camp, I definitely had to up my grappling and do that more than my striking, which is, not normal for me because I've been practicing working on my striking for quite a while now. So going back to the basics of how it all got started, which was my grappling.
Speaking of your striking, the stats say you have a 74-inch reach. Your opponent is at 68. Would the game plan be to keep it standing then?
Yeah, I mean, the game plan is to keep my distance, keep it striking, and making him work and making him move. Just because he is a compact fighter and it's going to be shorter than me, so I'm going to have to be careful for double leg takedowns, for keeping my distance and pretty much changing angles at all times is going to be the key.
What are the keys for you to win this fight?
The key for me winning this fight, I would say, just make him work. I have a feeling Rafa will gas out. He looks like he gets tired throughout fights. So, making him wearing him out and getting up in his face and keeping the pressure on him.
Is there any extra pressure on you since you feel, since it is a title fight?
No, the pressure's there. There's a lot of stuff, as far as, having a title fight. It's been, 3 years since I started with Combate, and I'm just looking at it like another fight. The only thing is a little belt on the line, and I get to take that home. So, I'm not trying to put too much pressure on myself and just treat it like another fight, another fighter, and just keep climbing the list.
On August 28th, Erick, you wrote on your Twitter, and I'm going to quote you here. Let's be real. They're going to hype up my opponent since it's his hometown, and he's undefeated. To me, that don't mean shit. I love walking into a booing crowd. Makes the win so much sweeter. After this fight, they will know who they should have hyped the past 3 years. I like your determination. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, coming off of being the guy that's going into someone else's hometown, it's very familiar grounds for me. I've always fought somewhere else for the most part, and to me, I love having crowds when they're against me. It's kind of like an energy feeder to me. It kind of feeds me, feeds my energy, feeds my soul almost. And I just don't see any problem with it. A lot of guys, a lot of people, I feel like think that'd be an issue for them. Like, you're going to a different soil, you're going to someone else's place, their hometown. I just look at it, it's another place for me to take over and make statements. And if you want to be known, you got to fight in unfamiliar ground. You got to fight in other people's territory so that people know who you are.
I applaud you for that because I think so many of the fans are unaware of the fact that a good part of the fight is mental. And it's often difficult, I feel, when you're going into alien territory. But you sound like you're just ready to go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. And after the Guadalajara fight, because I fought in Guadalajara this year, and that was definitely unfamiliar grounds, considering I've never fought that far away from home. And that was honestly, that was kind of like an introduction to what it is to have a crowd that's against you, have everybody booing you, and even after you win, So to me, it's just going to be the same story, same setup, but the same outcome.
Speaking of Guadalajara, you brought up a good point because I was going to ask you to break down that fight between yourself and Alejandro Martinez.
Yeah, with that fight, knowing I've watched the guy's footage so much. I always watch footage. I'm a big footage guy, so I always spend about a whole day just watching some of my opponent's footage and do that throughout my whole camp. But with the breakdown with between me and Alejandro is when I saw him and the way he fights, I knew that I had to keep my distance. I knew that body shots were going to be a factor. I knew my teeps, which all of them, and my kicks were going to be one of the best things for me. So I thought punishing the body and then hitting him with distance shots was going to just overwhelm him, and I just knew he wasn't going to be ready. So, you know, I came out keeping the distance. I knew he was going to try to take me to the ground. So when he took me to the ground, I was ready and made myself wait. I got myself back up, and then after that, I made him work. So now he was tired. He was trying to hold me down. And so as soon as we got up, he started working his body, and I saw that I had hurt him right off the initial bat. And that's when I was able to pull the trigger and execute on him, and was able to get on top and secure the position and finish him out with elbows.
So speaking of winning this year, Erick, you've been on quite a winning streak. We got to talk about that fight at Combate 12.
Yeah, when Combate 12 was a fight that I had against Marco LaRocca. You know, he was a very interesting fighter to me. Guy was tough as nails, and you know, with that fight, it was all distance. It was all working body shots. It's with him, I knew he wasn't going to gas out just because watching previous footage. So, you know, I really worked on the jab, worked on kicks, worked on using my distance to the best of my abilities. I knew that he wasn't going to be able to take me down, and he didn't. I was surprised that he was able to hold up till the third round. But I think that my pace and my pressure overwhelmed him. So I was able to just work everything I wanted to comfortably, and I was completely never in any danger throughout that fight. You know, even when his punches were very predictable. So, you know, I was able to just work everything I wanted to do game plan wise. I had picked up a boxing camp for that fight too, so my boxing was looking a lot better. And I was able to execute on him and keep him far away from me as possible because he was a shorter guy, and he also had a shorter reach than me. So, you know, being able to know that kind of stuff, and it makes it really helpful to execute on my points and my abilities. You know, being long and lengthy for a 155er.
Mm-hmm. Erick, how did you get the nickname Ghost Pepper?
You know, my family and I used to own a restaurant. It was called Habaneros Pepper. And, you know, the name actually came through that restaurant because I used to just eat, like, peppers all the time. And one time I just ate a ghost pepper. And this was through my amateur career. And I almost died because of that ghost pepper. And I just remembered that feeling. And then I kind of clicked on me, and it hit me. I was like, dude, I should just name myself the Ghost Pepper. Nobody messes with those things. Nobody wants to be by to that, you know. So I thought it would be like a great name, and it was a great way to just, you know, it's a great name to remember. It's so out there. It's so different than every average MMA fighter's, you know, names. You know, I could have gone with so many different things, and I had so many ideas, and then those that all out just went out the window when I saw the Ghost Pepper. Kind of like a light went off in my head.
So I think it fits you very well because the Spanish word for fire is fuego. So you were definitely Ghost Pepper y Fuego for sure, buddy. All right, I know you're a gamer, and I applaud you for that. And I read that you want to take on Sean O'Malley. What a great idea. Is that going to happen anytime soon?
I've tried to reach out to him through Twitter, but he hasn't ever replied to me. That'd be pretty cool just to be able to play with him or play against him. You know, the guy's a huge gamer, and I've got to see a lot of athletes that are just gamers in general that I never knew about, and I thought that was pretty cool. So, you know, I've always been a gamer since I was a kid. I used to play on Xbox all the time when I was a kid, and I used to run in organizations. I used to run in small tournaments that were online, and I was pretty heavy. I've always been pretty heavy into gaming. It's always been like a side hobby, and I finally made the move last year and started playing on the computer, which was a very drastic change, going from a controller to a mouse and keyboard. But it was really cool, and it's been really fun. And I also stream for an organization, the Las Vegas Minigunners, which are very helpful guys and have helped me through a lot through my Twitch stuff, my layouts and stuff like that. So it's been a really cool progress, and And then to see how far game is going now, people making, a life out of it and a living off of it, it's a lot. It's crazy. It trips me out sometimes, but it's really cool, just to do for a side hobby, and I'm also making some small cash out of it.
Yeah, I know it's very, very popular with the fighters, and many of the times that I've done interviews with some of the gentlemen down here at American Top Team, which I live close to, they'll go back and that's what they're doing. They're gaming in the afternoon. It allows a lot of the fighters to blow off steam. I'm a bad gamer, so don't even bother challenging me. Before we go today, Erick, is there anything else you want to add, sir?
As far as camp and my coaches, I definitely got to thank all of them, and thank Combate as well for allowing me and giving me the opportunity to be the first ever competitor for the lightweight title. So, I'm very excited about this fight. I'm very excited about the opportunities that it's creating. And I look forward to just holding that belt after the win and taking it home and, enjoying that champ life. And then hopefully the plan is to take the trophy home too later on in the year for the Combate tournament. So, it is my weight class. And I think that if I win this, I'll be making a statement and showing all these guys, because I've fought my way through to the top, and it's going to make guys really second guess their time on fighting me, because I'm not going to be an easy target or opponent.
All right, fans. I want to thank Erick for his time. I wish you good luck, Erick. And by the way, you can catch this fight Friday, September 20th, live on Univision and also online at TUDN. Erick, good luck.
Thank you so much.